full time in Chile, and it's heartbreak for the Flying Eagles of Nigeria. The 7-time African champions have just suffered a narrow 1-0 defeat to Norway in their opening group stage match of the 2025 FIFA U20 World Cup. A 9th-minute penalty from Holton proved to be the difference in a tense encounter at one of Chile's buzzing World Cup venues. But what exactly went wrong for Nigeria? What lessons can we take from this defeat? And most importantly, what does this mean for their chances of progressing in the tournament? Let's go deep into all the details, the match analysis, the stars to watch, and the road ahead for the Flying Eagles. It was a frustrating night for Nigeria. The Flying Eagles conceded early after a clumsy challenge in the box gifted Norway a penalty. Holton stepped up and converted with composure. From then on, it was always going to be an uphill battle. The Flying Eagles tried to respond. They created 2 good chances before halftime, one a powerful header that went just wide, and another a shot from the edge of the box that the Norwegian keeper pushed away. But they couldn't find the equalizer. In the second half, Nigeria pushed harder. Their wingers looked lively, stretching the Norwegian defense and forcing corners. But Norway sat deep, defending in numbers and waiting to counter. Nigeria had 12 attempts in the game, but only 3 found the target. That lack of precision cost them dearly. First, the early penalty killed Nigeria's rhythm. Conceding in the 9th minute in such a big tournament opener rattled the players. Against a disciplined European side like Norway, chasing from behind is always difficult. Second, Nigeria's midfield couldn't control possession in the opening half. Norway pressed aggressively, forcing turnovers. The Flying Eagles were active instead of proactive. By the time they settled, Norway had already established their defensive block. Third, the finishing was wasteful. Nigeria created opportunities, but composure in front of goal was missing. The decision making in the final third, whether to pass, shoot, or dribble, often broke down. However, defensively after the penalty, Nigeria improved. The backline stayed solid, dealt with crosses, and made crucial tackles. The goalkeeper also showed good command during set pieces, even though he had little else to do. To understand the weight of this defeat, we must remember Nigeria's rich history at this level. The Flying Eagles are 7-time African U20 champions. They've reached 2 FIFA U20 World Cup finals in 1989 and 2005. This team has produced global stars: John Obi Mikel, who led Chelsea to Champions League glory; Kelechi Iheanacho, who won the U17 World Cup and now shines for the Super Eagles; Victor Osimhen, who became Africa's most expensive striker and fired Napoli to a Serie A title; Samuel Chukwueze, dazzling at Villarreal and AC Milan; and Taiwo Awoniyi, scoring goals in the Premier League. Every Nigerian U20 team carries that expectation, to not just compete, but to shine on the world stage. Losing to Norway doesn't erase that legacy, but it is a wake-up call that the rest of the world has caught up. Nigeria's group is challenging. With Norway already taking 3 points, the Flying Eagles must now play catch-up. Typically, 4 points from 3 games, 1 win and 1 draw can secure a place in the round of 16. But with other strong teams in the group, Nigeria will have to raise their game. Losing the first match puts pressure on the next 2. The Flying Eagles must beat one of their upcoming opponents, and at the very least avoid another defeat. The margin for error has already shrunk. Playing in Chile adds another layer. The host nation is football mad, and the stadiums in Santiago, Valparaiso, Rancagua, and Talca are filled with passionate fans. The South American atmosphere is electric. For Nigeria, adapting to the noise, the travel, and the energy of these crowds is vital. Teams that can feed off that intensity often thrive, but those who buckle under pressure struggle. Despite the defeat, there were positives. The Nigerian striker leading the line worked hard, holding up the ball and linking play. Yes, his finishing wasn't sharp, but the movement was promising. If he finds his scoring touch, he could still light up this tournament. On the wings, Nigeria had pace and trickery. One particular winger kept troubling the Norwegian fullbacks, cutting inside and creating half chances. He looks like the X factor in this squad, the player who can produce something out of nothing. In midfield, a defensive midfielder grew into the game in the second half. He began intercepting, breaking up Norwegian play, and giving Nigeria a foothold. He could be the key to balance in the matches ahead. Back home in Nigeria, the reactions were immediate. Some fans were frustrated, questioning why the team always starts slow in big tournaments. Others urge calm, reminding everyone that this is just the first game and the Flying Eagles have the resilience to bounce back. Comparisons to 2005 were quick to surface. That year, Nigeria lost a group game but still went on to reach the final, only losing to Lionel Messi's Argentina. Could history repeat itself in Chile? Social media was buzzing with optimism from some quarters. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. Others pointed out the urgent need to sharpen finishing. We can't keep wasting chances at this level. From this defeat, there are clear lessons. 1. Start sharper. Early goals can ruin the game plan. Nigeria must begin with focus and intensity. 2. Be clinical. At this level, chances are few and must be taken. 3. Control the midfield. Whoever dictates the tempo usually dictates the result. 4. Stay calm. One defeat doesn't define a tournament. Great teams bounce back. The Flying Eagles now face a critical situation. The next 2 group matches are must win or at least must not lose. Every point counts. The beauty of Nigerian football is its resilience. This is a country that thrives when backs are against the wall. We've seen it with the Super Eagles at senior tournaments. We've seen it with the Golden Eaglets at U17 level. And we've seen it with the Flying Eagles before. The talent in this squad is undeniable. The challenge is execution, converting chances, staying organized, and keeping composure under pressure. In Chile, the Flying Eagles still have everything to play for. A strong response in the next match can change the entire mood and momentum. This team has the quality to qualify from the group, but they must now prove it. So there you have it. Nigeria's Flying Eagles stumbled in their U20 World Cup opener in Chile, losing 1-0 to Norway. It's disappointing, but it's also a reminder, the World Cup is unforgiving, and small mistakes carry big consequences. But the story isn't over. Far from it. This is just chapter 1. The Flying Eagles still have 2 group games, still have the talent, and still have the fighting spirit that has defined Nigerian football for decades. Do you believe this squad can bounce back? Can they take inspiration from past Flying Eagles teams and turn this setback into a comeback story? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get the debate going.